Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 26. This is about Episode 25 of Season 1. Now, before I start talking about it, I just want to thank you all for your support with my channel, stuff like that, and get that out of the way first. And now I'll just get into the actual story of the episode and stuff. Oh, and we're getting really, really close to like the halfway mark of the season. So when we get to the 30 section of episodes, that's like the halfway mark of the first season. I just thought I'd get that out of the way for you guys first. Now I'll get into the actual storyline of the episode. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 26. This is about Episode 25 of Season 1. This episode is called Princess Karaoke in the English dub. I'll explain why it's called that when I get to a point. Now, as I said, this episode I'm talking about is called Princess Karaoke. Well, it's episode 26 on my show, but it's about episode 25, which is called Princess Karaoke in the English dub. And what happens is at the beginning of the video, at the beginning of the episode, Tai, Joe, and Joe are driving. They're paddling their swan boat, and what happens is Agumon's saying, "Can't they go any faster?" And then Gekomon is telling them that they'd love to try and help them, but unfortunately, then they both say it at the same time. Unfortunately, their little legs can't reach the pedals, and then what happens is after that, Tai saying they can move faster if they threw them off, and then what happens is after that, and then Otamamon is saying that they wouldn't, and then Tai is saying that it's like tempting and stuff, and then they come across some land, and then later on they see this castle kind of thing, and they go up to the castle, and what happens is after that they come up to the castle, and then they see these two little Digimon. One of them is like a tadpole kind of thing, and the other is like a little frog with a flute. And I'll just explain who those two Digimon are. The frog ones are called Gekomon, and the tadpole-like ones are called Otamamons. And they're all like scampering about, and they're all freaking out and stuff like that. And then what happens is, when Tai and Joe introduce themselves, the Gekomon think that there's some people who have tried to bring some stuff for their princess and stuff. And then Joe said that he thinks that this princess of theirs must be a really picky kind of person and stuff. And what happens after that is the Gekomon hear a noise, and they introduce the princess. Now this is gonna sound kind of funny, guys, but the princess that they were talking about is actually Mimi herself. And this episode kind of references what I said when I did my character bio on Mimi's character, like the later portion of it. I'll explain what I meant by that when I get to the point where they're doing another flashback kind of thing. I just thought I'd get that first part out of the way first. Anyway, when Tai and Joe see that it is Mimi, they say that she's the spoiled princess that they've been hearing about, and then Agumon go on. Joe and Tai say in unison, "We should have known it was Mimi." And then and she tells them not to call her Mimi anymore and stuff like that. And then what happens is after that, in the next scene, they say that she's glad to be okay. That they're just glad she's okay and stuff. And then what happens after that is she's saying, Ty's telling them that they should get going and stuff, and then Mimi said that she's not going anywhere, and then Joe said that she had to change first, and, and she said that she's staying and stuff, and she's not changing out of the dress, and then Agumon is saying that it is beautiful, but it's not good for walking long distances and stuff. And then what happens is after that, he said that walking, who said anything about walking anywhere? And she says that she wants to stay because they don't, they actually don't really know when they'll get back to their world and stuff. So I guess she should live large and in charge and stuff. And then what happens is after that, Joe and Ty, they say that they're not moving until she comes to her senses and comes with them, and then she rings her little bell thing, and then the Gekomons are telling her, are saying that they're asking her what she desires to do, and she says that she desires Ty and Joe at Rune rather than to be thrown out of her castle at once and stuff. And then what happens after that is she's they throw the Gekomon and Otamamon throw Tai and Joe and their Digimon partners out of the castle, and then Goemon says if that's the way they're treating their guests, they're never coming back. And then Joe says that now what are they gonna do? Because Mimi's like totally into this little digi fairy tale kind of thing, which is kind of a funny little joke in my opinion. And then Ty's wondering how Mimi could have gotten them to ride on her like hand and foot and all that. And what happens is after that, one of the Gekomon is telling them that do they really want to know what they mean, what he means by that, and he says sure and stuff. And then in the next scene, Joe's kind of worried while they're walking. He says he's wondering if they're taking both him and Tai to an evil Digimon and stuff. And then what happens is after that, they see this little giant red frog thing with tubes, like horns on him, like the Gekomons and stuff. And now I'll just explain who he is. His name is ShogunGekomon. And also the Gekomon and Otamamon and ShogunGekomon are all recurring characters. They'll show up in 2 episodes of season 2. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first since I got the ShogunGekomon and stuff. And what happens is that after that, Ty's wondering if it's some kind of statue, and one of the Gekomons is saying that he's not a statue, he's very much alive, and one of the other ones is saying that he's been like this for like over 400, like for a long time and stuff. And then they say, and then they're telling him, and the Gekomons are telling Tai and Joe that Lord Shogunmon was proud of his voice and entered this like singing contest and stuff. But unfortunately, apparently he lost the contest, and he got so depressed about it he fell into a deep sleep which he could never recover from. And it said that only a voice that was as beautiful as the one who beat him could reawaken him and stuff. And one of the other Gekomons is also saying that for centuries they've tried, but no song has worked. And one of the other Gekomons is saying that the Gekomons love music and stuff, but unfortunately none of them has a voice that would have been considered beautiful. And then one of the Otamamons is saying that then eventually they got a break. Now this kind of references what I mentioned with Demi Devimon, like this kind of references Demi Devimon a bit and stuff. I'll just quickly mention why, because he told the Gekomons and Otamamons that he there as beautiful with the strange girl with the beautiful voice, and he told them where to find her, and they did. Now this kind of references my This kind of references my character bio, my very first video of my show, where I did the character bio videos with the clips, where I showed Mimi and his singing to the Gekomon to wake ShogunGekomon up. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And what happens is after that, uh, she says that she forgot the word and stuff, and then the Gekomon start treating her like feeding her like food and stuff to help her remember. Now this also references what I said when I did the character bio, also how she pulls the Gekomon strings and makes excuses for why she won't finish her song and stuff like that, and then after the third time where she says she's tired and she'll pick it up again tomorrow, one of the Gekomons is saying that that's how it's been, like, well, one of the Otamamons is saying that, like, that's how it's been, like, one excuse after the other and stuff like that. And then what happens after that is, they've done all she wanted them to do, and what happens is after that, and then what happens after that is they've even redecorated the entire palace and stuff like that, and 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 then one of the Otamamons is kind of saying that they're kind of it's kind of depressed when it's talking. He's like, and if any one of us complains to her, and then there's this another little flashback scene where Mimi's saying, "Be careful," because they didn't want to lose her voice and stuff, and so basically they're like totally helpless and stuff. And then Joe says that apparently, unfortunately, they've given Mimi the life she's accustomed to and even more and stuff like that. And then what happens after that is she then after a few attempts with Tai, Joe and their Digimon partners try to wake ShogunGekomon up themselves. They actually tried to trick Mimi using Palmon. They tried to record her voice, and then what happens is she notices the cord, and then what happens after that is she notices the cord, like I said, and then he screams into the microphone, and then there's this little funny scene where Ty's eardrums are like buzzing and stuff like that. Oh my god, that's hilarious and stuff, guys. And then she throws them in a dungeon, and then throws characters off in the distance and stuff like that. And then what happens is later on, Mii's having this little dream, basically, where she's dreaming that Etamon and Devimon are attacking her, and she wants it, and then the Gekomon show up and they want her to help. She wants them to help her, and then they say that they won't get she didn't sing even when they did what they wanted, and then Joe and Tai and Agumon and Gomamon's characters show up in the dream as well. And then what happens after that is they also regret to help her, and then later on, after she wakes up from her dream, Sora shows up, and then what happens is, after that, she's telling her that, does she have any idea what that dream was trying to tell her, and then later on, she gets the Gekomon to release Tai and Joe from their jail cells, and then she says that she's sorry to the Gekomons and her friends for what she did. Then she starts singing her song, and it actually works, and it wakes ShogunGekomon up. But then ShogunGekomon freaks out and starts attacking them and stuff. And then what happens is, after that, he's saying that then later on, some bricks start falling where Mimi is. And then what happens is, after that, Palmon Digital to Pokemon and manages to knock the bricks out of the way. And she's asking Pokemon to forgive her and stuff. Now, I should just quickly mention this. Goemon and Palmon won't digivolve to their ultimate form until the 30 section of episodes in this arc. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first. And then after they start fighting him, and they use and then Metal Greymon uses attacks and manages to defeat Shogun Gekomon. And then what happens is after that, they leave the castle, and then Mimi is saying that does she mind if she takes some of her princess clothes with her? And then she just sets the drawers and stuff, and then but my oldest, then the thing that Demon is talking to is telling him, didn't he say he knew what would happen if he failed? And then Demon saying that when he said he knew, he didn't know that he knew, like, you know what he means? And then he says that now that he do know, if it's not too much trouble, sir, can I please bother you for a glass of water? And that's basically where the episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep it digital, guys.